Sony have revamped their PlayStation Plus offering, and instead of just one tier, there are now three. You might be wondering what PlayStation Plus is or what the three shiny new tiers offer. In this video, I'm going to break down each of the three tiers clearly so you can decide if they're worth your time and hard-earned cash. Stick around to the end for 4 potential deal breakers that could affect your decision. I'm David Loving and you're watching Loving Tech Life. On this channel, I make videos about tech and gaming with tips, tutorials and reviews based on my experiences. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. First off, for those of you who don't know what PlayStation Plus is, it's Sony's subscription service that allows you to play games online and also comes with some additional benefits such as free monthly games, cloud saves, and PlayStation Store discounts. Sony have now expanded their PlayStation Plus offering, so there are now 3 tiers of PlayStation Plus: PlayStation Plus Essential, PlayStation Plus Extra, and PlayStation Plus Premium or Deluxe, depending on what region you're in. Sony's base tier PlayStation Plus Essential is the same as the current PlayStation Plus service, except now, for free, you get the word Essential added to your PlayStation Plus service. Nice. This migration to the new base tier will happen automatically, so there's nothing extra that you need to do to make this happen, and the pricing remains the same. Speaking of extra, PlayStation Plus Extra is the second tier, and this is where Sony is breaking new ground in the offering. It includes everything in the Essential tier plus 400 PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games. There are many big hitters here like God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, Demon's Souls, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, just to name a few. Just like your Netflix subscription for TV and movies, you can now subscribe to have access to playing an instantly huge library of games. Many of us have had access to a similar service through Microsoft Game Pass, but this new PlayStation Plus tier finally provides a subscription option to Sony fans. Like Netflix and Game Pass, you can expect the games lineup to rotate different games in and out of the service over time. As expected, the pricing for this tier is an incremental increase from Essential. The tier with the most included is the PlayStation Plus Premium tier, or the Deluxe tier depending on which region you're in. More on the Deluxe tier later. In addition to everything in the Extra tier, the Premium tier includes downloadable classic games from the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 and PlayStation Portable that include features such as trophies, increased resolution visuals, and some PlayStation 1 and PlayStation Portable games allow you to save whenever you want and even have a handy rewind feature. You also get access to a selection of PlayStation 3 games. However, these are not downloadable but are playable through Sony's streaming service PlayStation Now, which has been bundled in with this tier. PlayStation Now provides streaming for a curated selection of PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation Portable, PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 titles, and can be accessed on console and PC. Sony states that this brings the total number of games on the premium tier to 740 titles. Lastly, you get try before you buy game trials. These give you access to newer, higher profile titles for a limited time, typically between 2 and 5 hours. So yeah, game demos are a thing again. The pricing for the premium tier is as follows. If you haven't heard of the PlayStation Now service, you, like me, probably live outside of the US, Canada, Japan, or one of the 17 countries that currently have PlayStation Now, and this is where the PlayStation Plus Deluxe tier comes in. Deluxe is effectively a discounted premium tier to make up for the lack of PlayStation Now streaming availability and the PlayStation 3 library, which you don't have access to because it's only available through streaming. Sony are apparently rolling this out in other countries, so hopefully this will be available for you at some stage. In Australia, we've pretty much taken up to calling it the PlayStation Not Now, PlayStation What Now, PlayStation Maybe Later. Anyway, I'll send my suggestions to Sony. Okay, that is it. Those are the 3 PlayStation tiers explained. If that's all you wanted to know, feel free to move on to the next video or grab yourself a tea or a coffee, leave a like on the way out, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, for the rest of you that are still here, thanks for sticking around, and let's move on to the 4 potential deal breakers. Number 1, there are no day 1 first third-party releases. If you're familiar with Microsoft's Game Pass service and the fact that they include many new games on the first day of their release, you may be expecting Sony to follow suit and release their new games on the premium and extra tiers. Unfortunately, Sony have stated that they have no intentions of doing this, so no God of War Ragnarok or Horizon Zero Dawn here. Expect these games to land on the service after about a year or so. Number 2, subpar emulation for classic titles. Digital Foundry's John Lineman has taken a close look at the emulation for the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 and PlayStation Portable titles. I'll leave a link in the description for his video. He has pointed out a number of problems with the emulation that show Sony hasn't gone far enough to make this a premium experience. Some of these issues relate to regions that have 50Hz versions of PlayStation 1 titles that make them run slower and have inconsistent frame pacing that make them juddery. More problems include issues with options for different aspect ratios which make little sense or don't do what they describe, especially with modes like 1:1 and square pixel, which make the pixels narrower and squish the image on the screen. Number 3, your console needs to be connected to the internet every 7 days. Sony requires that the console call back to base every 7 days, and if you don't do so, you'll be prevented from playing any of the games that you downloaded. I know that for most of us that keep our consoles connected to the internet all the time, this won't be an issue. However, for those of you that can't keep your console connected, this could be a major problem. For example, there are people in the armed services that take their consoles with them while on active duty. They won't always have access to the internet, which means their games will stop working. Number 4, there's an underwhelming number of classic titles available at launch. If you're interested in the premium or deluxe tiers to play classic titles, there are bound to be beloved titles that you're itching to play again. However, we do expect Sony to drip feed these classic titles to the service over time. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite classic title is and whether you'd still upgrade if it's not available. You might be looking at all of this and considering whether extra and premium tiers are even worth it. If this is the case, check out this video where I discuss by clicking or tapping the screen, and I look forward to seeing you there.